Good morning, Year 6. I have the privilege of teaching you this unit of work while you are at home this half term. For those that don't know me, I'm Mrs. Schofield, and I teach various art classes at Leyson Middle. Today's lesson is a two-part lesson, so you will have 2 lessons to complete it. You will need a pencil and paper to make some notes, and then the rest of the work we are going to be doing, we're going to be using PowerPoint, but I will show you as we go along. If at any point you are not sure what to do, the great thing about this video is that you can pause it and you can stop and go back and try again, or have another look at something that you don't understand. Okay, so this time we're going to be starting a new topic. It's a fantastic topic, one of my favourite topics, and it's all about masks. We're going to be researching, as we always do. We start our topic off with a bit of research. So we're going to be researching the topic, and I want you just to read through the success criteria so that you can set yourselves some goals for this topic, as well as today's lesson. You may have noticed that I've used the word mood board. In year 5 we would have spoken about mind maps, but you're in year 6 now, and we're moving on, and we're going to be speaking a lot more about mood boards, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what a mood board is in a moment. But first of all, I just want you to warm up. Let's warm up our brains. We've had a bit of a rest, a bit of a holiday, and it's now time to get back into that routine and work mode. So on a piece of paper, it can be a scrap of paper, I want you to write down as many different types of masks as you can think of. I'll give you an example just to start with. Face mask. Okay, keep going. When you've done that, there's a little bit of a star challenge for you. I just want you to choose 3 and say how they are used. Where would you see them, and do they have some kind of function or purpose? At this point, if you'd like to pause your video and keep writing, that is fantastic. See how many you can get to. Can you write down 5 different types of masks? Have you really pushed yourself and written down 7 types of masks? Have you decided to tell me what all their functions and purposes are? Brilliant. Moving on. Do any of your ideas match my ideas? So I've gone and I've put some of my ideas down. Traditional African masks. There's a picture of some traditional African masks, perhaps worn during ceremonies, such as a burial ceremony. Some of my favourite masks, Victorian masquerade masks, worn by the very rich at balls, perhaps to hide their identity. And I really like them because of all the detail, because they're rather extravagant. How about disguises or theatrical masks used to change your identity? So during Halloween, or perhaps you would wear them to indicate a character in a show or a play. And then something we're all very familiar with at the moment, protective or safety masks, worn for protection or for our safety. And eye masks to keep the light out and perhaps support sleep, so worn for a completely different reason. Now, the star challenge question on this one is, which parts of the face do these different masks cover? Just want you to have a little think about that. I know that some of you would have put down different masks that I haven't included. That's fantastic. You've got nothing wrong with your own ideas, and I wish you were here to share those ideas with me, because you've always got fantastic creative ideas. So which parts of the face do these different masks cover? Some of them cover the whole face, some of them cover parts of the face, and then some of them are extended. They're extended over the face. I want to talk about that a bit more when we talk about our designs. So today's task, this is the task for week 1. As I said, it's a 2-part task. I'm going to do it in 2 steps. Is that today you're going to be creating a mood board using images. Now, a mood board is very different to a mind map. I'm just going to skip ahead one slide just to talk about what a mood board is. So it's a collage of images, text, and perhaps some samples of objects put together in a composition. And it conveys a general idea and feeling for the topic. So when you look at your mood board, you should get a real feeling that our topic we're doing is masks, and of all the inspiration or images that you've gathered together, put together in order to give you some inspiration for your own designs. And here's an example of a completed mood board which I created. And we're going to be doing this, creating this in steps. So I don't want you to feel like by the end of the day you would have needed to create a similar mood board as mine. We're going to be doing, as I said, in 2 parts. So for today, you're focusing on part 1. And that's you're going to use 1 page or PowerPoint slide. Your mood board should not be more than 1 page. And you're just going to go onto Google. You're going to copy and paste some images of masks which you find inspiring. You could use the images on slide 5 to help you. So some of those words on slide 5, traditional African masks, disguises. If you put those into the Google search bar, those will support you in finding lots of different images. So you can use that to help you. And a little star challenge for you, which I'm going to model to you how to use today, is actually to start using that remove background tool on PowerPoint. So I'm going to try and go through this with you today. It's a little bit of a learning curve for me as well, so I'm going to be swapping in and out of documents. That's my bird in the background having a squawk. So if you go onto PowerPoint and you start a new presentation, there we go, and then you click on Internet Explorer. I've already Googled some pictures of masks. As you can see, they're appearing. If you right click, you should be able to copy an image. So I've copied an image. I go back onto that PowerPoint blank presentation and I paste in that image. As you can see at the moment, that image has a background. Now, in order to remove that background, I'm just going to move the image so we can see, there we go, we need to actually highlight it. So now you can see it's highlighted because the little circles have appeared around the edges. And you should be able to go to Format. If you don't highlight the image, when you go to Format, you won't be able to remove the background. So I've gone to Format, and as you can see, there comes the Remove Background tool. I click on Remove Background, and it highlights it purple. Everywhere that's highlighted purple is going to be removed. So what if you don't want an area removed, then make sure that it isn't highlighted purple. So if I click outside the box, there we go, you can see which areas have been removed and which areas haven't. So it's left some of this background area. If I don't want that background area, I click on the image again so that I get that select tool and those circles. I'll go back to remove background, and then you can see various other parts of the background that have been highlighted. Let's do that again. Format, sorry, click on the image, Format, remove background, and mark areas to remove. That's a great tool. So actually I want to remove this area as well as this area. So it's turning it purple, which means it's going to disappear, as well as this area and this area I think I've chosen quite a complicated image to show you. There we go, it's gone purple. I'm by no means an expert at this, so I think a few of you will be teaching me a few tricks, but it's just a really handy tool, especially when you are creating a mood board and you are collating and collaging various images. So now if I click outside the highlighted area, you can see once again which bits have been removed, the background's been removed, and which bits I may still want to remove. Let's go back to my PowerPoint presentation. There we go. So, this is what is expected of you today. You're going to be Googling various images of different types of masks. That's your step one. You are going to copy and paste them onto one PowerPoint slide, just one slide. And then your star challenge, you're going to try and remove some backgrounds. As you can see, I've moved most of the backgrounds on my mood board. I've just got 2 images where I haven't removed the backgrounds. You can identify which images those are, and the various effects I have with the background and without the background. Okay, so you can pause the video now and give that a go. When you've finished, I want you to come back to the PowerPoint presentation, back to starting off on slide 9, and we're just going to review the, sorry, not slide 9. If you could start off on slide 11, and we will simply review the work that we have done today. Okay, brilliant. You're back. So let's just have a little look at what you've done today and what you need to do. Firstly, hopefully you've saved that PowerPoint for next week. I would recommend that you save it as Art Week 1 so that we can upload it again next week. We'll be working on that next week, and then we'll submit it next week into Google Classroom, and I can't wait to see all your finished final pieces. I want you to just have a little think about what you did really well today and what you can improve. So some questions that you can answer in your head, or you can say them out loud. You can speak to me, I'll be listening. Were you able to Google images of masks? And I think most of you would have been able to do that because you're fantastic with your ICT. Were you able to copy, cut and paste those images? I'm sure you guys were pretty good at that. You get a question mark on the end there. I've included a variety of images. What sort of images have you included? Are they all the same? Or have you got a wide variety of different types of masks? And are they linked to the theme? So are they masks? Did you give yourself that star challenge? Did you meet that challenge? And have you tried to remove backgrounds? And then have you filled your page with lots of images of masks? So you've got a lot to work with next week. Now, let you know what we're doing next week so you can plan a little bit ahead. We're going to start to group the masks into categories. We are going to start to add headings and texts and some of our own ideas to our mood boards, and our main focus is going to be on our presentation and our layout. And then we're going to complete and upload our mood boards to Google Classroom. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you again next week.